Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the very last class of COM 2160. I think you guys are doing okay. So far, so good. Matthew said any count today? Uh, Not actually. The case study, you already know these things. We already played count with those topics. Yeah. So, can anyone just confirm, like you can see the slide and my sound is clear to you? Okay, great. So, let's start. So last class we went for the case study like real life things like to see the codes. Those are like working by many people, and in those C codes how those design by contract is applied, like precondition, post-condition, then invariant, and then we went for how coupling and cohesion is working on those codes, and the very last we actually have that link for like the testing, but I saw that no one gave anything actually. Maybe you guys are busy with task number 4. So what you can do if you just go to this like curl or lib that library things in Git, you can just search with test. You will find many tests for sure. Okay, and then you will have the idea. Okay, the discussion is was locked. Oh, sorry. Maybe I will just open it. Yeah, so it was like only for the class duration. I forgot that one. Okay, so I will make it open so that you can discuss there also. Okay, you can just email me if you found that one. Then I could open it anyway. So I will open it soon. Okay. So any question about the last class? Or any question before we start today? Okay. Yeah, so Prahalad, do you have any question? You can also chat, like type in the chat box.
Yeah, I'm just figuring it out. Just a moment. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. Yeah. But if you have question, you are welcome to ask even. No problem
Oh,
at all.
sure, sure. Thank you. Actually, Professor, I was guessing we were gonna discuss the format for the final exam today, right?
Yeah, that's the final exam review, right?
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
Any other question?
yeah. That's it.
Okay, sure. So let me begin with the poll result first. So thank you all for your response. Uh, so far, I think you are 91 students. I checked, but I got response like 107. So maybe you guys are like doing something. I am not sure. Anyway, so for yes vote, this is for sure. Like this is the expected one, right? Most of you choose to increase the percentage of your term test or midterm and decrement 10% in your final. Yeah, so we have 92.5% for yes vote and 7.5% for no vote. So for sure there could be some no vote for sure. But I want everyone to be happy. Okay. So many of you can miss your midterm for maybe some valid reasons. So for those, I said uh, in final there will be 6% of mark because you guys missed the midterm. So that's why like this is there is a form here. You just need to give the input there. Um, Anyone getting a echo? Yes, kind of. So I'll just mute you. Okay. Like Prahad Lair, can you just mute yourself? Prahalad, can you just mute yourself if you don't want to speak? Yeah, that's things. What a legend. Okay, thanks. So Eric, are you like asking anything? Okay, okay, yeah, sure, yeah. So the thing is that maybe you got less mark in your midterm, maybe you got just 5 or 8. so you don't want to increase that percentage, or maybe you just miss the percentage. So just this link only for those students who gave the no vote. Okay, so that maybe they just want to increase, like say they miss the midterm. Okay, so what happened, they can just, like, you have the final exam only for you, that is the percentage things, so you just not counted your midterm. Another thing is you already like appeared in the midterm, but it was like you got the low number, then you can choose the our original rows for sure. Okay, any question? Okay, so how we can prepare, or what we covered so far, right? So if you look at the slide, for each slide we have kind of last class today, right? So those are the main topic, right? You need to understand. Okay, also if you go to the ROAS, we have the idioms or design, right? So those are actually summary of our course, like what are the things we learned so far, right? Okay, so you should be careful about like whether you have a very good knowledge on those topics or not. Okay, clear? So regarding the topics, do you have any question? Like nothing is excluded. Whatever we learned or whatever we covered in the class, all the things are included for your final exam. Okay, and what things you should emphasize, that's the thing, like you know that we have some bullet points for our last class, like what we covered or what we are going to cover today for each of the slide, right? So those are the main topic actually, like in a summary, like what are the main topics we covered. Also if you go to the ROAS, idioms or design. Okay, yeah, except in other languages like Wednesday class, right, that's excluded, like the case study, or which one, I forgot. Can you describe Matthew? Like Matthew asked our language, like what? Yeah. So other language, yeah. So if you, yeah. So in one class we like kind of saw some slides that what we can use, like try and catch things or error handling things in other languages. That is not included for sure. And whatever we are focusing in this course is actually the C programming language, right? So it's not like you have to know the Java things, you have to know the Python things, you have to know the other language things, okay? So even for the final exam, you don't need to write a single code of Java, okay? Remember that. Um, yeah, so that answer your question, Matthew, right? Then Curtis says, is bit manipulation included? Yes, bit manipulation is included. Okay. Any other question? Okay. Okay, so we can go forward. Okay, so the final exam date, time, and place. Okay, so it's already given by the register office. You can go to the link. It will be on April 24. The duration, it was 22 hours, but it will be 1 hour because it's a open book exam, and we also reduce the percentage of a final exam. Okay, it's not like since this is like 1 hour, like this is, so it's not like I will give many question or many question in 1 hour. So whatever you can answer in 1 hour, I will just set that question. Okay, it's not like uh, it will be less time for answering all the question, not like that. Okay, so don't be afraid about that things. Yeah, so the time is 9 a.m., right? So it's already written by the like it's already scheduled. You already know that. But you should be ready before, right? It can be delayed little bit, but it will not be for sure early than 9 a.m. But you should get prepared yourself, right? So the preparation means that you should have a table, right? You should have a laptop, right? uh, Maybe what you can do whenever you were preparing for the exam, for the open book exam, it's a very good thing that your resource are handy. That means maybe for every lecture you can take some notes, right? So that you don't need to open any PDF file, right? You don't need to go for any other resources rather than just your the note you took or note you prepared for your final, right? Then you will have all the things in your you already know, like where to get the correct information to have the enough knowledge to answer any question, right? Is it going to be on UM Learn? Yes. Yeah, I said that in our last class also. Okay, so do we need a scanner? No. Since this is Learn things, it's not like a CrowdMark. You don't need any scanner. Okay, so it's all online. Clear? Any other question? And also there can be possibility. I'm like there can be like 10% possibility that it like during your exam your internet got disconnected or there are some other kind of interruption, like maybe, right? So you should prepare for like at least 2 hours, like 9 to, like you shouldn't have any kind of other things in your mind, like it will be ended at 10 a.m. for sure because it's 1 hour. Not like that. Okay, it can be interrupted, so you should allocate some extra time. Clear? And then yeah, the place you already discussed, it will be on Learn. So make sure that you have a laptop. You cannot appear in the exam with your mobile, right? You cannot type there. So if you don't have a laptop or desktop, it will be a problem for you, right? Okay. So most important thing, make sure your internet is working, right? So maybe what you can do, just check like whether it's working or not, or maybe you can tell your apartment mate or housemate to not watching any stream movie or anything that consumes high bandwidth, or download anything that consumes high bandwidth, so that you can have your internet working properly, right? If you are living with your friends. Yeah, so suppose your internet is not working or it interrupted or anything, you need some time or something. So what you can do in your, you all of you have a cell phone, right? And for sure maybe you have the internet or data package there also, right? If your home internet or apartment internet is not working, so what you can do, you can just send me one email right away, so that I am aware of that, right? Okay, so this is a backup plan, and whatever you are facing any difficulty, okay, just email me right away. Clear? So CC who asked, will there be a lot coding? I will come to that part later. Okay, we have a slide for that. Any questions so far? Okay, so that's finalism type. Okay, so since this is an open book, so what do you mean by that? Have you appeared any open book exam before? Okay, so the thing is that whenever you have an open book exam, that means that you can use any resources, right? So since this is there is no way we can track, like if it is a closed book, there is no way we can track, right? So maybe there is a way, like we can have like monitor every like video of yours, but that's not possible for this class, right? There are like 91 students. Okay. Basically no invigilation, but there are some kind of invigilation in YumLearn. Okay, so you cannot cheat actually. So there is like a honesty declaration things at first. So you have to accept that whenever you start your quiz. And if you found that you have done something, then there will be a problem. Okay, so this is kind of a disadvantage of YumLearn. Like you guys can collaborate, right? Like in the same person, like two friends can be there, but there is some way because you are using internet, right? So there are some ways to find it out. So I will request everyone not to cheat in the exam. Okay, is that clear? No need for a webcam, no. No, you don't need. It's kind of a difficult to have you look like 91 students continuously in the monitor for me, right? So no, so I believe you, but there are ways to determine whether you are cheating or not. Okay, so be careful about that. So you want like a good grade, or you just appeared in the exam, but you will you want to get a F grade. So that's like if you do cheating. So it's depend upon your wish. So that means that the question will be challenging for sure, right? Since this is an open book exam, so I will not set up any question that is like you can just copy and paste from your slide or something like that, right? Okay, so you have to understand it properly, how it is working, right? So that you can answer any question if you have the knowledge, right? Okay, so it's not easy because in closed book exam, maybe you get some percentage of question where you can just kind of the things you can write, right? But here all the question is kind of like tricky question. So will the exam be designed for 1 hour, or will it be as much as we can get? It will be 1 hour. The time is fixed. Is that answer your question? Okay, sure. Yeah. So this is open book exam. How can we be like as long as it is? We cannot do that, right? Okay. For sure, it's 1 hour exam. So is it easy then? We already discussed. No, actually, like most of the times, open book exam are kind of hard, right? Okay. So that's the thing. But like that whenever I will set up the questions, I will keep in mind so that the average student can answer, right? I will not go for those like high genius student, like those can answer any question or something like that. Okay, so managing time is the crucial part here because if you think that all the questions answer you can have it in your slide, that is wrong. Or if you just search for the answer and it can take time, right? So in either like in another way, it's kind of same as closed book exam, right? Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. So most important is for final exam, check your UFM email regularly. There can be update, right? Or there can be instruction. Also check your Learn regularly because there can be some update or instruction. Matthew asked, I understand that it might be harder, but it is still going to be fair for sure. Yes. Yeah, so we are going through a tough situation, right? So it should be fair to everyone for sure. Okay. So you know that this is like if it would be the classroom exam, it would be easier for me as well, right? Like I didn't need to do anything, the set up the things in your learn things. But it's online, so I will expect from you to be honest, and also the exam it will be fair for sure. Freshers, will we be able to move between question and skip? No. Whenever you have the question, it will be sequential. Okay. So why I choose this? This is one way I can sure that you guys are having kind of like being honest or something, because whenever you are getting a question, I'm just joking, okay, you can have a cell phone, you can have a group of people, you can just text like what is the answer for this, what is the answer for this, and then you know that you can shuffle through that questions and then go to the unanswered question, ask someone. It can be happen, like I said, like I'm joking, so that you cannot do like that. That's why like it will be sequential. Will you, no, you cannot change answer. So once you are having a question, you have to answer that. It's sequential. Prahlad says, let's say I log into the exam and May gets goes off for a minute. Can I still log back to into for sure? So what you can do, you shouldn't log off there, right? Maybe you can go to the washroom, right? So the time will just continue. It's just like whenever like in class exam, you can go to the washroom even, right? And you just come back, but time just continues, right? Time doesn't pause, right? So whenever you can go for a coffee, right, in the kitchen, you can bring your coffee if you want, or you can go to the washroom, right? So you just keep the thing as it is. There is nothing you have to do there in UM It will just continue, right? But if your internet goes disconnected, like you are just losing some time, right? Then only then you should give one email to me right away. Send one email to me. Prahlad says, no, I meant as a glitch. Let's say my router crashed. Yeah, so that's the thing. You should inform me right away by your cell phone. Like, take your cell phone, just send me one email. Okay. Then I will solve these things with you by communicating through your email. Clear? So what you can do, so suppose your internet got disconnected and then maybe you just restart your router, it worked fine, right? So whenever you will again log in to Learn, it will just start from your last question whenever it interrupted. Clear? Okay. So by another question, but I often realize I did a question wrong while solving a later question, so might not represent our knowledge well. This is kind of a disadvantage of online sequential things. Uh, uh, if you think, yeah, so this is bad actually. So this is different than the paper-based exam. Like in paper-based exam, uh, you have all the things. So whenever you can change, right? But yeah, so we don't have any other option here. Okay, so just to be fair, I will do sequential. I already mentioned like why I choose that one. Okay, is it clear? And also, another question, if you might get stuck on one question and lose tons more time, so you shouldn't do that, right? So I will like have the another slide for what kind of question type. So let me discuss it first. Okay, so it's kind of challenging because it's a closed book, uh, because it's an open book exam. So the question type is multiple. So there can be multiple choice question. There can be like there will be some multiple choice question for sure. Uh, there will be short answer or right theory type question. So maybe it will be very less portion, and then there will be a coding question. Okay, maybe two question at best or three, not more than that, because maybe I'll see. Still I haven't designed the code, so like the question, so maybe for MCQ we will have like 10 of them, maybe two short question and then two coding question, or at best three coding question, that's all. Okay, so some questions. So Ming Sang Kim, also you if you might get stuck on one question. So the thing is that at first you will get the multiple choice question for sure, right? So those questions are pretty straightforward answer, right? There is nothing to think there, right? So if you know the answer, you can just get it, right? Okay. So then you have the short answer. Also, so you know that for the short answer, uh, is just like it's not long answer or coding question. So maybe you shouldn't have stuck on those. So only thing is that the coding question, right? So in the coding question, you have like you should have like an half hour of time to answer those. Okay, so half or maybe more than half. It's depending upon you. So if you take like more time in your coding question, that's okay. You have the time, right? I already said like I wouldn't set up question like maybe you shouldn't answer like the average student couldn't answer that time. Okay. So Colton said usually I skip those to come back to them, but we cannot do that. Yeah, that's bad. I already discussed about this, and also discuss like why I want to do like that. Is that clear? Um, okay. So how many Prahalad says, how many questions can we expect? Just asking so I know I can spend X minutes. So maybe I can like just give a summary before your exam. Okay. So for now, like I said already, there will not be more than 10 MCQ question. There will not be more than two short answer. There will not be more than three coding question. Okay. Okay. So, Ming Long who said, what if we get stuck on one question, want to come back? You cannot. Okay, you have to answer that to get your next question. Whenever is sequential, so whenever you click next, you cannot get back to your old question. Clear? But isn't that easier said than done? I'm not sure about that question. Matthew said about how many lines code do you think the coding question could be? Would be. Uh, that's a tough question, you know. It depends upon you guys, right? So I will not give one question so that you will just need 1 hour to answer that question, okay? Or half an hour to answer that question, right? Okay, clear? Yeah. So any more question? Saif Mahmood said yes. Okay. So any other questions so far? Okay. So this is our very last slide of COM 2160. So I really enjoyed teaching this course. Saif Mahmood said, I just want to ask, yes, what is your question, Saif? Now we are waiting for you, Saif. Is it a long question? Can you describe in percentage of theoretical versus codes? Theoretical will be less percentage. You know that you have the, let me go back to the slide. Okay, so you have three kind of questions, right? So one is the multiple choice question and another is the like the short question and you have the coding questions, right? So you can assume that you have 30% of this MCQ and short answer of the mark and 70% of the coding question. So this coding question can be in different type. Okay, yeah, so you already said 37%. Uh, okay, so seeing how when I will get your question later. Uh, Matthew said, I think he means okay. So okay. Adrian says, what is the minimum marks we need for the final exam to pass the course, or is there any minimum marks? So for the final exam, it's not only for your final exam, right? So you have 40% to pass the course, right? So it is combined of all of your grades, like for labs, then your midterm or term test, then you have the assignment mark, right? And then for final exam, I will not say like you have to get the minimum percentage to or like there is no such minimum marks you have to get to pass the course or something. In the ROAS we haven't said like that, right? uh, does it answer your question, Adrian? Okay, and Saif, are you clear about that? Matthew, okay. Matthew said it average performance on the final score. Will a curve be applied? Yes. So it will be relative marking then, right? So suppose no one get A plus, right? So then the top of uh, that whoever is the top, you those top students should get A plus, right? But for sure that should not be in this class, right? Are you guys afraid of a final exam? Like no one will get the A plus? Okay, Prahlad said just to be sure what uh, maybe you can just complete your question. Any question, Prahlad? Okay, I got. So if I don't send an email that I want 50% what is in the final, so what did you choose like in the survey? Like my default weight is 40%, right? So if you choose yes, so if you already choose yes, that means that you want the final exam 40%, right? Then you want to change your mind or something like that. You already choose, right? I choose no, but then I didn't fill in the details. I closed the tab by mistake. In that case, please email me. But did you submit? If you close the tab, that is okay. You can again go there if you didn't submit. Okay. Eric said, should I vote if I didn't? Uh, the thing is that by default, it's the final is 40% now, and mid is 20% now. Okay. So if you want to change anything, like if you want our original ROAS, okay, and the thing is that those who miss the term test, only for them, just go to the link. Is it clear? So there is a form link uploaded in your Learn, like as a news or course home. So the default for now, because 92% of vote goes for that 40% final exam and 20% midterm or term test. So if you don't support that, then only you should go to the form. If you want to be stick with the original ROAS, or if you miss the midterm, only then. Clear? Adrian said another question, there is no deferred exam for finance, right? Why? There can be some situation that someone has positive, right? There can be situation that someone has quarantine or is not feeling well. So there is deferred exam. And deferred exam date is, let me check. I think it's April 30. I think you will have it on like in your UFM website also. Okay. For this course, deferred exam date is April 30, I guess. Okay, maybe I will just announce if I be sure with that. Okay, so Prahlad said I will just send you an email. Yeah, so what you did, you click the link, you close the tab, right? You didn't submit, right? If you don't click submit, I think you can just go to the link and like say your choice, then submit. Okay. Or if you just submit wrong things, then only email me. Like if you submit wrong data, then only email me. Matthew said we'll get assignment 3 marks. Yeah, this Thursday. Okay. Tami said I voted no at first, but now after hearing about final, I want 40% for final. Yeah, so if you want that, like I'm like saying again, so if you by default your final is now 40%, all of you. Okay, midterm is 20%, except if you don't agree this, go to that link of form. Okay, then choose. There is two options. One is you can go for the original ROAS. Another is you are missing your midterm, so you know that. So I will just add that percentage, like 10% to the final. Okay, I press submit actually. Okay, so just email me with the information, no problem. Ikram Khan Shipman said, I just did it. We can still do it if we haven't submit. Still do it if we haven't. So it's just like either you have done it or not. If you don't, if you want to choose for that, do it. If you did but did some wrong, like give some wrong data, just email me. Is it clear? Tami said, I didn't go to the second link yet. Yeah, so you don't need to. Like I said, like the default is 40%, right, for the final. So if you don't want to choose the original ROAS or you didn't miss the meter, you don't have anything to do. Okay. Okay, Prahat. Okay, so Ikram Khan Shipon, the poll, so there is no meaning of I will just close the poll because we already decided. Okay, we cannot just wait for everyone to submit for the poll. Like it's already late, right? Okay. So any more questions so far? Okay. So any more question before we go for the last slide of our class? Okay. So so no evaluation this term means like my evaluation from you. Okay. So this is set for me, right? So by any way, we have some online platform if you want to share anything, right? So that I can know from feedback, some feedback from you, right? Then I will be available by email or Cisco WebEx if you need me. Okay, so I wish you all for the best for your future endeavor. But as if there was a professional evaluation, I would give you. So that shouldn't you discuss in the common chat room. Okay, here. Okay, so yeah, we really laughed at that jokes. Like whenever you open your washroom door, if you are not living alone, you should close it. Like F open and F close. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we really I also enjoyed that joke. Anyway, so thank you everyone. Uh, it's very sad that I cannot see you all guys in our last class, right? Uh, yeah. So there is nothing to do. But you should be safe in your home. Don't go outside of your home if you don't need to, right? Min Sung Kim said, make sure to Cisco. Yeah. Um, show my face. Why? Uh, Kerman to wish all the best. Thank you. Michael Lee, thank you. Okay. So, bye everyone. Yeah, thank you. Bye.